Hello, everyone. This is your host, Debra Poneman, and I'd like to welcome you to our call today with our guest, Elma Mayer. Elma had no intention of becoming a healer. In fact, she earned her MA degree in music composition doing avant-funk and art pop music from Oakland to Brooklyn. But after years of chronic Lyme disease, trying all kinds of treatments, she discovered a miraculously simple way to activate her own self-healing ability with amazing results. She's now taught more than 30,000 people how to do instant healing and is thrilled to enable those who are just beginning to awaken to their innate healing power to transform their own lives and the lives of others. Experienced health practitioners, medical doctors, psychologists, coaches, teachers, and even lawyers use Elma's techniques to get fast results for themselves, their clients, and their loved ones. Elma's also a certified practitioner of the Yun method, of Chinese energetics, of theta healing, matrix energetics, and a student of Oren DeBen's Awakening Your Light Body. As a child of Holocaust survivors, she's dedicated to preventing Holocausts for any and all life forms on the planet. And today you'll discover what is energetic detox and how can it help you. Also, how to determine your individual detox needs quickly and easily. And how to use her extraordinary now healing technique yourself, not only for detoxing, but for any area of your life, health, relationships, finances, career. And Elma's going to take us through a guided healing session to help us address whatever currently ails us. So Elma, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the call.
Thank you, Debra. It's just lovely to be here in your space. I'm really basking in it already.
Likewise. And, before I dive into some of these questions, I am so curious about your journey and what you believe to be the major turning points that allowed you to now be this amazing, I don't know if you call yourself a healer or a detoxer, but I love what you do, and I'd love to know how you arrived here.
Well, I always like to say, if I can do this kind of energy healing, energy shifting, then anybody can do it, because I was like a complete blockhead in terms of psychic ability, intuition. I didn't have any of that, or at least I wasn't connected to it when I was growing up. And I was always so envious of these people who could, see auras. And I had friends in high school who would always play with energy. And I was like, I want to do that, but I don't know how. What enabled me to actually do it was getting Lyme disease. I was just walloped by Lyme disease. I went to Lyme, Connecticut in 1991 because I like to go to the source and do things the proper way. And I got a gnarly case of Lyme disease, which wouldn't resolve with antibiotics. It wouldn't resolve with anything. So one day I was just sort of lying there on the floor, just, a quivering mass of jelly. And I just asked. I didn't even know who I was asking because I wasn't totally, I wasn't plugged into my guides or angels or my infinite self back then. I just asked, help me. And I felt this amazing energy come through me. And I realized that it was, for lack of a better word, the regenerating energy of the earth. It felt green and lifelike and, foresty and leaves. And it felt like just this energy that was encircling the earth that was coming through me, life energy. And for lack of a better word, I called it the thing that heals. And I was able to tune into that after that repeatedly. And that really put me on a healing journey of being able to self-heal. And, of course, I had always been looking into other healing methods. I thought, maybe I'll study acupuncture. That sounds good, but it's too hard. I don't want to go to acupuncture school and memorize all that stuff. I can't do that. I want something easy. And lo and behold, I got something easy. I got the ability to just plug in, like, tuning in your radio dial or just turning on your internet connection. And anybody can do this. So I was really, really, on the one hand, gifted with this miraculous ability, but on the other hand, the realization that it is an innate human ability, and we can all do this, hopefully without having to be walloped by Lyme disease or be walloped by other adverse circumstances. A lot of people, a lot of healers have their awakening when they are, whacked on the head by some big problem. I did that, and hopefully I can help you avoid having to do that if you haven't already done that. Hopefully we can just do this the simple, easy way. So that was one of my major turning points. And I've had many other turning points, but that was the one that just made my jaw drop and made me go, oh, okay, I can do this.
Well, first of all, I'm really glad that you use such technical terms like the thing that heals. But I love that description of when you said, please, I need something. And the energy that came to you was the regenerating energy of the earth. And it was green. And just the feel of that seems so right. And it also seems within all of our reach. So many people say that it's an innate human ability that we have to heal, yet some of us feel like we absolutely, we believe it, but we absolutely do not know how to do it. So hopefully today you will be the person who will teach us how. And I'm really looking forward to that. So you say that what you do is an energetic detox. Can you explain what that means, an energetic detox?
Well, the word energetic is a little bit of a misnomer. I'm talking about energy and information. You can think of the world as divided up into matter, energy, mind, spirit, those kinds of general big divisions. And they're not really divisions, obviously, because they all flow into each other. But, doctors work with matter, and that is wonderful. And, personal trainers work with matter. They might work with mind too, getting your thoughts aligned with your personal training or getting your emotions de-traumatized from the past. So working with matter, mind, emotions is great. But I find it so much easier to work with energy and information directly, because if you work on matter for a problem, say you have a physical problem, your physical problem may not be rooted in matter. It may manifest on the level of matter, but it may be coming from your energy field. It's going to be generally correlated to tons of other things that you're not aware of. So we work on the energy field and the information, sort of like getting down in there and working with the computer program of your life, of your body, of your mind, and of your spirit. So I find that to be just much, much easier. It's a lot harder to work with matter, work with the physical level. It takes time. It takes effort. And we are here on Earth, so I'm not saying never work with matter. We are here in our physical bodies, and it's a wonderful thing. And, you want to take a shower, you want to brush your teeth, you want to do all those things. But there are energetic things that you can do in addition that will just make your life much, much easier. And so I work with detoxing and clearing energetically and on the information field level, on the morphic field level. And it's not necessarily mental either, because mental implies that you know what you're doing. And we don't have to know on a mental conscious level. I like to say your local mind doesn't know what needs to be detoxed, what needs to be cleared. the universal mind knows, and so we just plug into the universal mind. Because if you're working on the level of the local mind and of your personality self, you can't really get too much done. It's when you're plugged in and connected to the universal mind, when your internet connection is on, then you have access to all the information in the known universe and in the unknown universe, and you can do, quote unquote, miraculous things. And anybody can do that just by plugging in. And it's not a religious or spiritual thing. It sort of transcends, and, you can be of any religious or spiritual persuasion and still use this work, because it's really energy and information. And it influences, it opens up your spirituality. It opens up your spiritual life, but it is not spiritual healing. You don't start there. The spiritual, the body, mind, spirit is all influenced by energy. So that was a little bit of a, technical flowing into the sort of metaphysical reasoning area. But the best way to do this is by experiencing it. It's like walking or singing or dancing. We can talk about, how do you walk? Do you put your left foot in front of your right foot, or do you start the other way? What are your hips doing? What is your brain doing when you're walking? We can talk about all of that, but really just take a step, put one foot in front of the other and go. Same with like singing or dancing. If you had to explain it verbally, we'd be here forever and we'd be getting multiple PhDs and studying and all that. But we're just going to do it.
And I want to do, because I know that you're going to lead us in this guided healing session. But before you do, the thing that seems like a little bit of a disconnect, and I know that you can explain it, is that if it's all energy, then I know that your healings remove physical toxins, things that we ingest, like food and water and air pollution and even heavy metals and viruses and hormone disruptors. So if you're working on the energetic level, how do you get heavy metals out of our bodies?
We don't do it on the physical level. We start with energy, because energy precedes matter. It's like you change the computer program, and then everything else shifts. Then your body kicks into self-healing mode. And I don't know how my body gets rid of heavy metals. I don't track it down into the lymph nodes, or, I can by just tuning in, but it happens while I'm sleeping, while I'm not conscious of it. Your body takes care of the physical processes. Your mind takes care of the mental processes. And the way that you get that started is by just flipping some energetic switches. And what we're going to look for is things that disconnect you, things that block you, and then we unblock them, and then your natural automatic healing capabilities take over. And they're non-conscious, and you're not in control of them necessarily by your will, and you're not necessarily aware of them. So we don't really worry about how. We just get the process started, and it works. It's like, how do your kidneys work? How does your colon work? We let it work the way it works, and we just give it that extra freedom to do its job the way it's supposed to, by removing blockages and distortions.
Okay, that makes complete sense. And I love this so much because, it's like a traditional medicine. If there's something in your colon, they go in and they cut your colon open and they take it out and they sew it up and then it causes 10 more problems. And what this is doing is energetically getting rid of the block that probably caused it in the first place. And then the body's, what you said, I love this, the body's innate intelligence will do the healing.
That's right. Yeah. It's not us doing the healing. It's not me doing the healing. It's allowing the healing by, getting out of the way, as you've probably heard so many people say. And there are deeper and deeper levels of getting out of the way. And energetic detox helps you get there. And one paradoxical thing about getting out of the way is mentally and emotionally getting out of your way in terms of your expectations and your assumptions. So while this can work miraculously and totally and instantly, we have to be non-attached to the results that we want, because it's a weird paradox, but our results are better the more non-attached we are to our results. So we go into this process of energetic detox wanting a result, and then, we sort of put it out there, and then we step back from it and we let go. And then we just do the process, and then whatever happens, happens. In general, you're going to be much happier if you are able to get into a non-attached place. And I will guide you through how to do that as we do our little preparation exercise. We'll get non-attached, neutral, centered, and ready to work.
And I could see why that would be an important thing, because you might be focused on the pain in your shoulder, but it seems to me that if you step out of the way and not be just like, this pain in the shoulder might, has to go away. If you step out of the way, marvelous things could happen, not only in other parts of your physiology that you might not even notice if you're focused on your shoulder, but I also know that these healings, clearings, also improve our mental and emotional states, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. And the pain in your shoulder might be coming from your shoulder, but it's actually more likely to be coming from somewhere else. It's a sort of a resonance node with some other distortion or blockage. It might be coming from some other part of your body or your mind or your space. It might be coming from your bedroom or the underground water across the street from you. And that, most systems focus strictly on either the body or the mind or the spirit, but it's really important to expand your focus to allow any kind of information. So that's why you have to be non-attached and neutral and not assume that the pain in your shoulder is coming from what your doctor said or what your chiropractor said or what your mom said. It might be coming from your neighbor's house across the street 10,000 years ago. So it doesn't make logical sense. So I will show you how to track the energy of where it's coming from and zoom into that and neutralize it, what we call aligning it. So the pain in your shoulder is not necessarily about pain, and it's not necessarily about your shoulder.
Okay. Well, and I know everybody's like, Debra, let her do this healing, but I have one more question, okay? And then we'll do the healing, and then I'll get to my other questions. How can this improve? I've heard people say that it improved their finances. That's just like one step, maybe beyond, that I need to understand, and then we'll get down. How can it improve your finances?
Well, you can think of reality as having a whole bunch of different areas, and, our old-fashioned mechanistic thinking that only the mechanical, physical level is real and everything else is just sort of woo-woo. We are obviously discovering that not to be the case, and everything has an energy field. Your home has an energy field. Your relationships each have energy fields. Your finances have an energy field. And we can shift one thing, we can align it with wholeness in one area, and that has this ripple out effect in all these other areas. For instance, in Chinese energetic medicine, we often look at the opposite areas. So if you were talking about your shoulder, say your right shoulder hurts, you might look at the left hip, the opposite area of your body, and the energetic disconnect might be coming from there. If your finances are problematic, then you might look at your relationships, or what you want to do is scan all of reality to find the disconnects. So if you have financial problems, you don't just look in your finances, you look at all of reality to find the disconnects. And what we're going to do here today is just give you a tiny example of that and hopefully show you how that can have huge repercussions. Because, we all know that everything is interrelated, and this really brings it home. Everything is interrelated, and you can't assume that your problem is local. Your problem may have roots in many, many different places. And so what we do is we disentangle all those correlated blockages. and you won't know what they are on a mental level, but you will be able to track it on an energetic level just by using your physical senses, your energy sensing ability, which we all have, and it's easy to do.
Wow. Okay, we are ready to disentangle. Let's go for it.
Great. Okay, so first of all, we are going to do a little preparation. Before we do the demonstration of a sample of what's possible, we're going to prepare. And your energy field is going to be very different after this. This can translate into changes on any and all levels. Like I was saying earlier, your body, mind, spirit, relationships, your work, your time, your space, your environment, your home, et cetera, et cetera. So I will show you how to tune in and find what needs detoxing right now. And it's not going to necessarily be what you think it is. It's not going to be where your body hurts necessarily. We'll just go and find the most important thing for you to detox right now, whether you're aware of it or not. And even better, once we find it, we will actually do an instant energetic detox on it. So first, to prepare, like I mentioned earlier, we want to get into a state of non-attachment and neutrality. And we also want to align with what I call the infinite self. You might call it the higher self. You might call it the universal mind. It's just that state of being plugged in and not in your ego and not in your local self, not in your personality self, but expanded. So we're going to go through a little process to get you there right now. And it's not about how or why, it's just about doing it. We're not going to worry about what happens because that's a topic for another day. So get into a nice, comfortable position. If you tend to zone out, maybe you don't want to be lying down, but I don't want to keep you from lying down. If you need to lie down, go ahead. But if possible, just be sitting up in a nice, comfortable, sort of symmetric position. And notice the base of your spine. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine, and then you're going to move that awareness up the center of your body in a straight line, out the top of your head, all the way up to your infinite self, expanding your awareness out in all directions to your infinite self. At the same time, you're noticing the center of the earth. You're noticing your feet, your groundedness. So you are centered, grounded, present, awake, aware, and expanded at the same time. So we're going to do that again a couple of times. That's what I call doing an enter to your center, going to your center. So notice the base of your spine and move your awareness up, turning on all your circuits up the center of your body, out the top of your head, around in all directions, in all dimensions. So you are here, present, grounded, and infinitely expanded simultaneously. You are now connected to your infinite self. You are not your little local self anymore. You are your infinite self that can instantly shift energy miraculously, magically. So if you can't do it, if you think you can't do it on a personality level in your normal life, that may be true. I'm not going to argue with you there, but you can do it from this infinite self. So feel free to use this going to your center technique anytime for anything. When you first wake up in the morning, if you're having an argument, just go to your center. If you are needing to take a test or if you're stressed out or wanting to help someone in pain or whatever, just go to your center and that will snap you to, it will snap your energy bodies all into alignment with your physical body, with your central nervous system, which is included in that vertical center. And it'll just get you ready to go. So, and it takes just a couple of seconds. And I did it the long way. There's a even faster way to do it. So what we're going to do, that we're here and ready to work, is I'm going to guide you through a little process. And every time I say something that resonates with you, go to your center. And you don't have to bother to start at the bottom and go up. You can just press a enter button on your center, like a big space bar that is vertically aligned with your whole center. Just press that space bar, and that enters the information to your whole body, mind, spirit. So let's tune into your body, your mind, your spirit. Just tune into how you feel right now and get a sense of where you're at. You may already feel more expanded and more light just from doing this little preparation. And now I'm going to ask your infinite self to tune into the most important place for you to detox right now. It's not necessarily going to be where it hurts or where you think your problem is or where there's discomfort. That's not what we're looking for right now. So let your assumptions and expectations go blank and neutral and get non-attached. And we're just going to ask your infinite self to show you the most important area to detox right now. It may not even be in your body. So just let your mind go blank and then wait for the first thing that pops into your awareness to come in. I'll be quiet and let you do that for a moment. Good. And don't overthink it. Don't think why, how did this happen, or anything like that. You just want to go with your first impression. And even if it's like a blob of space in front of you, that's your answer. That's where you need to detox. Or if it's your big toe, or if it's your heart, or if it's your mom's heart, it could be anywhere. So now that you've found that one thing, we're going to shift it right now. We're going to do a now healing command on it. And what I'd like you to do is just say, we're going to disentangle it from anything that is causing blockage, distortion, energetic disconnection. We're going to disentangle from any and all disconnects and just say, disentangle now. You can say it silently to yourself or out loud. Disentangle now and go to your center. And for future reference, if you can't remember the word disentangle, you can just say detox. You can say detox now. So focus in on that area, say detox now, and go to your center. Press that enter button on your center. And take a nice breath, breathe into your center, and then you can repeat the process. You can ask, well, what's the next area that needs to detox? What's the next most important area? So let's do that process again. Blank your mind and allow the answer to come in. Wherever your awareness takes you is your answer. Doesn't have to make logical sense. What's the next area that needs to detox? It may be the same. It may be different. If it's the same, it just means there's more that needs to be detoxed there. And other levels are bubbling up. If it's different, that's fine too. So now focus in on that area just gently and say, disentangle now, and go to your center. You're pressing that enter button on your center and saying disentangle now. Or detox now. You can do that a few times. Detox now. Detox now. And you can do that until you sort of lose interest, because that means that there's nothing more to detox. I'll be quiet and let you play with that for a moment. Good. Okay. So now what I'd like you to do is we've detoxed 2 areas, and you can go on and on repeating this process until you get bored or until you feel better or whatever. Now tune into your body, mind, spirit again. Tune into your mood, your energy level, your alertness, and see what has changed. Notice what has changed already. And go to your center again. Notice it from your center, because you're noticing it from your infinite self, not your local personality self or your ego. And I love your ego. I love your personality self. The object is to connect that up to the infinite self so that you're able to move between them as needed. But just notice what has changed. And now I'm going to do an energetic alignment for you to allow even more change and more transformation, just allowing opening and easy transformation now, allowing you to let go of what you no longer need now. And as I say the word now, you can go to your center. Input that word now to your center. And then I'd also like to align you with mentally and emotionally letting go of any fears of toxins, fears of blockages, fears of negative energy. Disentangle from all those fears now. Because the fear of those things can be a blockage in and of itself. If you fear environmental toxins or GMOs or electromagnetic fields or other people's negative energy, that is going to create a sort of a nice landing place for those energies to come in. So you want to not just disentangle and detox from the thing itself. You want to disentangle and detox from the fear or concern about the thing. Even if it's some horrible toxin, you are going to do better not being afraid of it and not being energetically disconnected by it when you are working to clear it. So say it's, mercury fillings. It's like, say you're very, very concerned about your mercury fillings because you've read all this stuff about it and your dentist has told you you've got to get them removed, or your dentist has said, don't bother, but your friends have said, do it, and you're all confused and blah, blah, blah. Just go to your center and notice. You can ask your infinite self, do these fillings need to be removed? Is there an energetic disconnect there? And if you get sort of a strong, solid feeling, that means there's no energetic disconnect there. But if you get like a oozy, weak, yucky feeling, then you might start to notice that that's a hint that maybe there is an issue there. Because it's not about what experts tell you necessarily. It's about you tuning in and knowing and being your own expert and being able to sense where there are energetic disconnects. So that was a tiny little example of what is possible. And as I'm speaking, I'm still doing some energetic alignments non-verbally. I'm sort of waving my hands around and looking odd in case you're wondering what I'm doing. And I'm just aligning you with disentangling from your two most important areas to detox and aligning you with wholeness in the presence of those toxins or in the absence of those toxins now. And then a whole bunch of energetic alignments are happening non-verbally because this happens beyond your conscious mind, beyond your logical mind, beyond your intuitive mind even. It happens in the realm of energy and information. Take a nice breath to your center and know that things are shifting. Things have already shifted. And know that you can use this process anytime. And if you don't remember anything from this session at all other than going to your center, then it's time well spent, because going to your center just immediately expands your energy field and aligns everything and makes you infinitely capable and present and makes you whole. So snap to your center and command detox whenever you feel that there's something you need to detox. And that's sort of the starting point for how to do a lot of this work. So you've just had a little sample of infinite possibility here. Good work, everybody. Good.
Well, Elma, thank you so much for that. That was quite extraordinary. And if that's just a little taste, I want the whole meal. Because that was really very, very powerful. And I think I I do go into my mind. I tend to be a little bit analytical and intellectual, but I think that what you're saying is that when we have a fear of EMFs or smart meters or GMOs, then that fear allows those things to actually affect us more rather than less.
Absolutely, because you're starting to resonate, maybe not necessarily with the physical toxin, but you're resonating with the energy field, the morphic field of all the thought forms that anyone has ever thought about that toxin, all the negativity, all the hand-wringing. And, while that may be appropriate to get things done on a, environmental level or on a political level, on an energetic level, it is not appropriate to be anywhere other than centered when you're working on these things, when you're working on GMOs, EMFs, any other toxic acronym. You want to be centered and not coming from fear, but coming from wholeness. You'll be much more effective. And like you said, I tend to be analytical and I go into my mind also. And that's fun and beautiful. The human mind, the human analytical mind is a great thing, and you can actually upgrade it using these techniques. You can become better at thinking clearly and organizing your thoughts. But at the same time, you also want to be able to only do that when it's appropriate. You want to be able to tune into the other kinds of mind, knowingness and sensing and intuition and inspiration and plugging in while you're doing this work. So the great thing about this work is that it not only does the job that it's supposed to do, clearing and cleaning and all the yuck and gunk, but it also strengthens your whole body, mind, spirit, and connects you and allows your whole evolution to happen. So it's a double whammy. Your analytical mind takes a little vacation, and you also get the work done that you need done.
Very good. And you also mentioned somewhere that it actually can improve our home's energy and environment. How does that work?
Yes, that's a big part of it, because if you've worked with feng shui at all, or have wondered about space clearing, you know that the energy around you is just as important as the energy in your auric field or the energy inside of you. It's all going to affect you. You're just swimming in a big sea of energy. Some of it is inside, some of it is outside in your home, some of it is in other dimensions, in other universes. So with this work, we can tune into anything. I mean, some of you may have experienced during the little demonstration that maybe your attention was taken to your kitchen or your bathroom or your bedroom. So those energies are also part of the influence and the correlation of all the energy that is affecting you. And you can scan the energy of your home just like you can scan the energy of your body. And I can show you how to do that very, very easily. You don't have to be a feng shui master. You don't have to be a medical intuitive. You can easily learn how to sense energy. It might be beyond the scope of this session here, but it's not hard at all. And like I say, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Okay. I'm extremely impressed. I just have to tell you that during that session, I was working on something totally not physical. What came into my mind was actually a person. And the second time, I can't even remember what came into my mind, but I did have pain in my shoulder and funnily enough in my hip, and it's gone.
Excellent. Excellent. I pat you on the back energetically. Yeah, because you were tuning into areas that were entangled. And then once you disentangle them, your body, your mind, your spirit sort of went into instant healing mode, which it's always in if you know how to turn it on. And you were able to shift that. So that's a great example of tuning into a relationship, tuning into a person, and disentangling from them. For instance, I disentangle from my kids all the time, and then I reintegrate. It doesn't mean that I'm, throwing my kids away. It means I'm just disentangling our energy fields and then reintegrating them, cleaning out all the gunk, and then putting it all back together nicely. So you don't necessarily disentangle only from the quote-unquote bad stuff. You might disentangle from your very close loved ones or your people that you're having an argument with or the energy of your bathroom. And it's not about bad or good. It's just about whether it's overly entangled and you want to have it be entangled just the right amount.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Elma, this is absolutely brilliant. And I would love to, I just had a direct experience, and I would love to know some of the amazing results that you've seen from other people who've taken advantage of what you teach. Maybe some specific instances, juicy ones.
Right. Well, people have gotten great results for everything under the sun, from acne or edema and swelling or Lyme disease or other infections, constipation, anger issues. I use it on myself a lot for irritability because one of my base emotions is like irritability. I'm that sort of yucky thing that my family is really, really good at. So I use it on that. I use it for myself all the time on that, and I get great results personally. People have used it for, depression or feeling psychically attacked or space clearing, like you mentioned. One woman recently wrote me, she's in Los Angeles, and she had long-standing problems with electromagnetic activity and electromagnetic fields. She would get dizziness and weakness, even from her neighbor's Wi-Fi and wireless. And there were 2 rooms in her home that she described that she could not spend any time in. She had not been able to sleep in her own bedroom for 5 years. And she wrote me saying after she just used a few minutes of the energetic detox technique, she noticed this big, huge, sudden clearing and lightening up of those areas in her home that she was very aware of. And she said she was totally startled and blown away. And in addition, her neighbors moved out. So she was asking, wow, did I do that? Did I make them move out? And it's like, no, don't worry about that. When we align in this way, we align with wholeness. So you're not manipulating anyone. You're not causing anything to happen. You're just aligning it with wholeness, and then the universe takes over and allows things to flow in the highest possible way. So, she was kind of half joking about that, but she was wondering if she caused her neighbors to move out. And, so cause and effect is very different here in this realm. And she had also had problems with, what did she say? Procrastination and time management. And she said that right after she did the energetic detox, she was able to get stuff done again. She used a different word than stuff, which I won't repeat here. She was able to just get to her tasks and chores and emails and phone calls that she had been avoiding for weeks and weeks, she said, and it all started to flow. And she just felt, yeah, I can do this. Mm-hmm. So that's one example of like EMFs, electromagnetic fields. And, she was very aware of them. Some of us might not even be aware that they're affecting us. We might just feel tired and fuzzy and spacey. It may be electromagnetic fields. And if you use energetic detox techniques, you can tune in and go, aha, that's it. And you can align yourself in the presence of electromagnetic fields. You don't have to have your neighbors move out. You can just make yourself congruent with being whole in the presence or absence of that EMF stuff. Mm-hmm. Another space example, environment example, is a woman from Australia wrote me, and she said after she did the energetic detox techniques, she went on a cleaning and decluttering jag. Stuff that she'd been putting off for years. She said she spent 4 days of intense, inspired cleaning, and she felt really energized and propelled to take action, she said. And she says that everyone who comes into those areas now can sense a huge transformation. And she also told me in great detail about all these other physical areas that cleared up for her. So it's not so much about the specific results, because everybody's going to experience different specific results, but it's more that you can experience results in a zillion different areas. So it's not just for one thing. Unlike, many other detox techniques are, just for your colon or just for your liver. This is for everything. And that's what you want it to be, because it's just much more useful that way.
Yes, I agree. And I also believe that being whole, even in the presence of electromagnetic fields, is so important, because they are not going away.
That's right.
And so many people are experiencing greater and greater fear around what's proliferating on the planet. And yet this technique is so precious, because it's going to allow us to remain whole in the presence of all of this, so that we won't be affected by them. How absolutely priceless.
Yeah, and the only way you can really do that is on the energetic level. Because if you try to do it on the physical level, if you go and say, well, I'm going to just expose myself to a bunch of pesticides or a bunch of, radiation or a bunch of viruses and hope that makes me able to be in their presence, that's not going to work very well. So you want to energetically program yourself to be non-affected in the presence of, petrochemicals or smog or pesticides on your food. And, I'm not saying once you do this that you want to stop eating organic and you want to just do all kinds of, silly things like spraying yourself with pesticides. Yeah.
Right. Or live on Skittles.
Or live on Skittles, right? We don't want to do that. But if you do happen to have some Skittles every once in a while or eat some food coloring, it won't really hurt you that much, because you'll be able to detox it quickly and easily. And your body will be able to handle it. Your mind and spirit will be able to handle it too.
Okay. Well, with that having been said, please, I know that you created a special offer for us, and I know that you have so much more to give. And I highly encourage everyone to go to Elma's special offer right now and experience it for yourself. Just click on the special offer button on this webpage. Elma, let us know what we're going to find there.
I call it energetic detox for your body, mind, spirit, and environment. And it's a audio program, and I take you through 6 guided healing sessions of audio, similar to the process that you just experienced in a tiny little form. And this really covers all the detox bases, because just detoxing one little area that you are aware of is not enough. There are a zillion areas that you are not aware of that need energetic detoxing. And sure, go ahead and detox your colon. Do a colon detox, or do the master cleanse or any of those things. Those are great. This program works in conjunction with those, or with any exercise program or diet or detox or anything that you're going through, saunas or lymphatic massage. It works with all of that, and it enhances that. Because if you just detox your colon, say, and you leave it at that, it'll be helpful. Sure, you'll feel better. But it's like just cleaning your bathroom and then leaving the kitchen dirty and the bedroom and the air ducts dirty. Nobody thinks of cleaning their air ducts unless there's a problem. With this program, we're not actually going to go in and clean your air ducts, but I give you the tools to do it energetically if you need to. So cleaning just your colon is better than nothing. But why not do everything in a easy way, in a non-overwhelming way, in a systematic way? It's like a vast computer program for clearing and cleaning, and you just kind of magically press the enter button. Rather than getting down on your hands and knees and scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush, you just do it sort of by waving your hands and like Mary Poppins or whatever. And I'll give you just a few examples. The energetic detox product It doesn't just work on your liver or your mercury toxicity or your pesticides or mold. You're going to get the full spectrum with these 6 audio sessions. And we go through a huge list of potential toxins in one of the audios. And then we clear them energetically. We clear bacteria and parasites and viruses. We clear heavy metals, old medications that are hanging around in your body and in your energy field. We clear out old drugs that you've taken or current medication and drugs that you're taking. Foods, food sensitivities, environmental toxins of all kinds. We go through a huge checklist, and I just have you clear it out, doing disentangles and going to your center. We also do a thing that I find very, very exciting. We tune into the future, and we clear out future illnesses, future cancer, future tumors, and we disentangle them. We go into your cells. We zoom down into your cells and do energetic detox on your cells. We do your organs. And then we move outward into your auric field. We do your aura. We do electromagnetic fields, microwaves, nuclear radiation. We also do thoughts and emotions, your toxic emotions that are hanging out in your body, yours, other people's that you're tuning into, negative energy or sort of psychic resonance with other people or thought forms. We clear those out. Ancestral patterns, family patterns, those are hugely important, and your colon detox or your liver detox program is not going to cover those. So I find that ancestral patterns are really, really responsible for so much gunk and junk, and we clear them out, and I show you how to do that. Space clearing, geopathic energies, we talked about that a little bit already, so we go through that in one of the audios. Sensitivity and hypersensitivity. A lot of people are hypersensitive. We don't want to turn down your hypersensitivity so much that you become non-sensitive. That won't happen. Don't worry about that. But we balance your sensitivity with appropriate, wonderful, being able to sense your environment. And we turn down your hypersensitivity. We talk about DNA and all kinds of stuff. And then what I find to be the most important thing of all, after we've done all these checklists of possible toxins, we go in depth into you tuning in to what you need to detox. And it's not necessarily what your doctor told you need to detox or what you think you need to detox. We respect your doctor. We respect you. We respect your mother if she tells you need to detox. But you're going to learn how to tune in and just track the energy fields and know where to detox your own thing. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Oh, and there's one more thing that I think is even more amazing. Besides detoxing, just, push detoxing to the side, you get a quick and easy crash course in how to do the basics of now healing, so that you can apply it to anything else also. So you'll be able to you'll be able to use these techniques to work with your finances, your relationships, your life purpose, your career, all that stuff. Any area of your life that you want to upgrade and evolve, you'll have the tools to start making amazing shifts in those areas. So it's not just about detox. That's just sort of the entry point. It's about creating transformation for anything and everything using this very simple technique of just sort of flipping on your switches and aligning with wholeness. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Energetic detox for your body, mind, spirit, and environment. And you can use it on anything. You can use it repeatedly for different things.
Well, it certainly does cover every base. And really, Elma, this is quite extraordinary. I love that you also give instructions how to use the product, that somebody could do these 6 audios for all the different areas 6 days in a row, or you can also do one audio, wait 2-3 days, then the next. And you also recommend doing it perhaps at the new year or for a spring cleaning, you give guidance as to different ways that this could be utilized. And I really appreciate that, just to give some ideas of what would be the best way to get the results. And I love that you not only clear the body, the energetic field in your home, the emotions, but even ancestors and also psychic resonance, really everything. And I thank you for creating this for us.
It's my pleasure. And, I created it basically for myself, too. I'm not one of these people that is like so perfect and then I'm just showing you how to do everything because I'm so perfect and you should follow me. No, I do it because I need it myself. I can use it myself. That's why I do this, any of the work that I do, because I find it useful for myself and I want to share it. It's not about already being perfect. Even though we are already perfect, we simultaneously have areas in which we want to become more perfect. That's holographic living for you right there. So I just want to, give people the opportunity to empower yourself to create amazing changes for yourself and others. You can use it for other people too. You could use it for your animals. You can detox your animals. You can detox your kids. You can detox your, cousin who lives in New Zealand who doesn't know that you're doing this for him, So it works in many, many different ways.
Fantastic. And I also see it's $97. I just noticed that. Wow. Thank you for that as well. $97. It seems so. What's that commercial? Priceless? This really is priceless. So thank you for that. And very quickly, can you tell us what somebody might be able to expect in the short term and then the long term if they apply what you teach?
Well, that's a great question because in the short term, you're going to be experiencing all kinds of different things over time. So in the short term, you might feel lighter and more energetic. Your eyes might feel brighter, and you might experience this within minutes. You don't necessarily have to go through the whole 5 hours of audio. Each of them is less than an hour. You don't have to go through the whole thing in order to experience immediate results. You might feel the healing of a particular part of your body or mind that is problematic. So it's going to be different for everyone. You can experience the results very, very quickly because this stuff works at the speed of light. Energy moves at the speed of light. So you're going to experience quick changes. The long-term results are, well, first of all, you can use it over and over again so that if you get sick with the flu next winter, you can use it to detox your flu virus. You can use it for periodic detoxing. But the best thing, I think, is that it will just upgrade your healing ability in general. Besides the specific detox effects that you're going to get, you're also going to just evolve into your highest healer self, which is a process and a state. And it shows you how to tune into a state of being in which you are simultaneously whole and simultaneously evolving into more and more wholeness. So the long-term effects are maybe more intangible, but maybe more important than the short-term effects of, oh, my foot hurts, I want to detox the lymph nodes in my foot. So it sort of covers the very instantaneous and the infinite vast time frames also.
Okay. So if you want to experience today's package for yourself, all you have to do is just click on the special offer button. Again, I highly encourage you to go and take advantage of this really, truly special offer. And before we say goodbye, are there any final thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone?
Yeah, I just would love to do one more energetic alignment that will get you centered, and let's just turbocharge your innate detoxing ability So if there's anything you're concerned about in terms of toxins, environmental toxins, emotional toxins, whatever, just tune into that for just a moment, tune into one thing. Good. And now we're going to step back from that and we're going to disentangle you from that now on the level of matter, on the level of mind, on the level of energy and information. We're disentangling you from that thing that you feel you need to detox, disentangling you from its whole morphic field now. So allow those changes to ripple out into all of reality, into all of your life, and don't be surprised if you no longer have an emotional charge on that thing. Don't be surprised if you are more able to take action to live a healthy, whole life in the presence or absence of that thing that you were concerned about. So feel free to use what you've learned here today on anything. And remember to go to your center, and that will just plug you into your infinite self instantly.
Elma, thank you so much. This has truly been extraordinary.
Debra, it's been such a huge pleasure to work with you and with everybody that has been listening through time and space. And I am just bowing down to you in humble gratitude right now. Thank you so much for having me.
And likewise. And thank you to everyone for spending this time with me and with Elma Mayer. And I look forward to when we're all together again, and to you living your life without limits. This is Debra Poneman. Have a wonderful rest of your day.